tonight.
Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The numbers for Walker from last week's effort. 5 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game, because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Well, this defense for the Niners, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards of total offense, you're going to win 99 times out of 100. And the one game you lose, you'll know who to blame.
Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the visiting Seahawks who were victorious in that one. So they now look for the sweep here back home in Seattle. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. You look at this Niner defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
In today's football, there aren't a lot of goals for defenses. But when you hold a team under 100 total yards of offense, yeah, that has to be a goal that was met. Big check mark for them in last week's game.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
The Seahawks send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
And when you watch him play, everything just looks like it comes so naturally to him. When he's dialed in and finds that zone, passes are crisp, he sees the field really well, and he takes charge as the leader of this offense.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 13 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
And that score solidified his standing at the top of the touchdown chart. And right now, he's looking to finish this season strong with a few more.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Purdy now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 53 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Right back to him on first down. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. First and goal from the 6. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
McCaffrey will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. Third and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Niners will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Moody good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, first and 10. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Drake Jackson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Bosa in there for a big one. That is sack number 200 for his career. It ties him with Bruce Smith for the all-time NFL record. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Niners set up well. They take over first and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Purdy from the gun on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Niners at 14-1 now on the year, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 75 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. 2nd down and 3. McCaffrey on the counter. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Niners have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Moody good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And out now come the Seahawks. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Clemens. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. A final shot before break. Clemens. This one goes underneath to Walker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Over the middle, he finds Henderson, complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On first down, Woodward. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
That's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
That is caught. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll be out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the lock.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Throwing to start the drive. Clemens. He finds his man, complete. It's Berry. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Clemens staying on his feet. And a quick throw here that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
We just saw an example of what we talk about all the time when we meet with coaches. They want that hidden yardage to come to the front when they throw the football. Throw it, catch it, and then pick up more yardage after the catch.
On first down, Clemens. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. Operating from the gun, Clemens. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Clemens. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Drake Jackson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. 27 yards.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Moody good with the extra point.
And this one was open a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Squeeze, double.
Back to throw. Clemens.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Mike 57. 10. 57. Mike 57.
They'll look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Back to throw again. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
Here we go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So that,
and we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw as this play will stand as is.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the fourth quarter.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
Purdy bootlegging it. And he will find his man, Samuel.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Taking a shot for Samuel.
And this is caught inside the 5.
And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Pass interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
An extra point try now for Moody.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Throw right side, pulled in by Mayer.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
3rd and 9 here.
Looking to throw. Clemens.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
There's Purdy on 1st and 10.
Buying time to his left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Now Moody for the PAT.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only 1 play to score it.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
He's going to let it fly.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Niners come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. In prime time, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the 49ers,
they move to a sparkling 15-1 with one game still to go in the regular season.